Oh my gosh, it is so hot tonight. We're currently in the middle of this heat wave that the country's getting. I mean, fortunately up here in Scotland, or at least the part of Scotland I live in, it's nowhere near as bad as the rest of the country, but it's currently 7:30 at night and it's still 23 degrees, which is very, very unusual for Scotland. But I wanted to get out tonight and enjoy it because tomorrow thunder and lightning storms are forecast, and it's been, well, probably about 2 weeks now since I last went out for sunset, and over 2 weeks since I last uploaded my last YouTube video. So I thought tonight is a perfect time to come back and do a bit of photography, enjoy nature, enjoy the heat and the sunshine while it lasts, and also to answer a question that I've been getting quite a lot recently. And that question is, what do I do with all of the photographs that I take? Or do I do anything with them? That is the question. And I thought it'd be nice to address this in a video, as a few people have asked me it recently. And there's hopefully a very deep, meaningful, almost philosophical theme to tonight's video as I answer this question throughout the evening. So tonight's all about embracing this location, trying to survive in this heat and enjoy it, and just see what photographs I can come up with, but answer this question throughout the night. What do I do with my images? What do I do with my images? So I'm obviously here tonight to appreciate the beauty of nature, to photograph the sea, to photograph the sunset, and to talk about what I do with my images. But I couldn't not come here tonight and talk a little bit about what's going on here. There's a very, very bad strain of bird flu right now that's going through birds, but particularly seabirds are being devastated by what's going on. And I've actually been quite shocked tonight by the amount of dead carcasses that are lying along this shoreline. Seabird colonies right now are just being decimated by this bird flu. If you go to some of the colonies, there's just like lines of dead carcasses at the bottom of cliffs. Loads of chicks are dying because their parents are dying. Like, the bird flu is just unbelievable right now amongst seabirds. And we were speaking in an interview recently on my channel about using photography and videography to raise awareness of environmental issues. And all of us are aware of the pandemic that as humans have gone through in the last few years, but there aren't all that many people that are aware of the pandemic right now that's going on with the birds. And this, in many respects, when you look into the whole bird flu thing and where it came from and what's causing it, it all stems back to us humans. And I'm very conscious that we're very much loving and caring towards ourselves and our family and our friends when it comes to our own human pandemic. But there's a lot of people who forget about everything else on planet Earth that we live here in harmony with, or we should live here in harmony with. And this is just another reminder of the destruction that us humans are doing to nature, I guess, and planet Earth. And when you go out and do photography, outdoor photography like I'm doing tonight, you know, nature is my home. And when I start seeing the beautiful birds and creatures that I share this home with dying all around me, I can't not say something. So just in case you weren't aware of this pandemic that's going on just now in the bird world, it might just be something that you might want to look into a little bit and become aware of. And I don't know what we can do about it, but the more of us that are aware of it, hopefully the more positive energy we can put out there into nature to help it bounce back. Because, yeah, there's dead carcasses all around me right now. And it's really not nice to see. There's the most beautiful sky behind me right now. We've got this lovely cloud with all this light streaming through it. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to slow down and connect with this beauty. And I'm waiting, I found a really nice spot, should I say, of the clouds where that light is breaking through. And I'm waiting for a bird to fly through this composition that I've created to get that lovely silhouetted effect with the beautiful light around it. Because on its own, this is what it looks like on its own. As you can see, the sunset is spectacular, but it's just missing something. It's missing something. And I've spoken many times on this channel about adding something to your images to give it a story, to give it some interest. And birds is something that I regularly add to my images. So to me, that is absolutely spectacular. But I'm just waiting for that bird to fly through it, to give it that spark, to give it that excitement, and enjoy this beautiful light that we've got right now. Because this plays in very nicely with what I do with my photographs, which I'll share with you in a few minutes. Do you know, it's always the way with photography. That beautiful cloud that we had a minute ago, the birds just weren't flying through it. I got a few shots with birds at the bottom of that epic cloud, but now a big bank of cloud has come over, and yeah, the sun's not quite as exciting, and the birds, unfortunately, are also not really doing what I wanted them to do. They just weren't flying, and now, yeah, the sky is just nowhere near as exciting as it was. It's always the way, isn't it? You come up with this good idea and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. The clouds look incredible, but then that one thing that you wait to come in just doesn't come in, doesn't do what you want it to do. But yeah, we'll see how things manifest. I'm hoping that cloud's gonna change again so we get some more interest. I've come higher up onto this big high up rock now, and I'm getting a really nice view over towards this lovely sea stack, which I've photographed a few times in the past in videos. And I'm kind of thinking potentially trying to include this in an image later on this evening with the sun setting behind it. Because one of the great things at this time of the year when you're here is this location is very, very good for sunsets, but you only get a sunset over this sea stack for about 6 weeks of the year, maybe 2 months, but no more than 2 months. And then it always sets behind it. So I kind of thought tonight might be my final chance to come out to this location and try and get a sunset behind that beautiful sea stack. So we'll see what unfolds. A beautiful heron has just come and landed on one of the rocks in front of me. Anyway, let's see what unfolds and just enjoy it, because it's all part of the fun. So, while we're waiting for that cloud to hopefully move and the light to come back out again, I thought it'd be good to sit down now and answer that question. What do I do with all the images that I take? And this might surprise some of you, but I don't actually do anything with my photographs. And some of you might be wondering right now, what on earth? Why do you take all these photographs and don't do anything with them? I guess my outlet is YouTube. So of course I take photographs and I share them with you on YouTube. I of course use them occasionally to share on social media. I use them for my website. In the past I've submitted them to competitions, but I'm kind of going off competitions now, which I'll probably speak about in a future video. Just because my philosophy around photography is changing dramatically, and I feel this is kind of my deep feeling when it comes to taking images. I don't take images to sell them. I've sold a few prints in the past, but I realised very quickly that selling prints wasn't really for me. And the stress around printing and getting prints to a decent standard and then shipping them out and signing them and packaging them and doing all that kind of stuff and ensuring that the prints were a really high quality standard, you know, to me that didn't fuel me. Probably because it's a technical thing and I'm not particularly technically minded. I'm much more of a creative photographer. But the main reason I don't really do anything with the images that I take is because I don't take photographs to do things with my images. Of course I get some printed and put them up on my wall, or I may send them to certain people or use them in calendars like I did last year with my lighthouse photography calendar. I don't actually take photographs for the final image. To me, taking images and being out with my camera is all about the experience. And one thing I've come across recently is a few people feeling quite disheartened because they take all of these photographs and then they just keep them on their computer or keep them on their hard drives, or they print them and keep them in a box. But most of us nowadays have these hundreds, if not thousands, of images just stored on a hard drive and we don't do anything with them. And a lot of people I'm finding who I'm crossing paths with recently have been saying that they find that quite frustrating. They don't know what to do with all these images and they almost feel like, why should I keep going out and taking more images? Because my hard drive's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But my answer to that question, because this relates to me in my own photographic journey, is for me, my camera is a tool to connect me with nature. It is a tool to get me out of the house, to get me into nature, to connect with it, to be creative. And I enjoy the process of just taking my images, doing a little bit of editing to them, and then sharing them on YouTube. And if I use those images in the future for promotion of things, for my website, for social media, for potentially prints or books, or who knows what the future holds, right? I would want to one day do stuff with my photographs, but right now I'm quite happy just having them stored on a hard drive, because to me it's not about the final photograph, it's about this. It's about being out here and having a means to connect with nature. And if I enjoy the moment that I took that photograph, does it matter if I do anything with it in the future or when I get home? It doesn't. Because the beauty comes in this moment right now. I would not be sitting right now against this beautiful rock, watching the beautiful sea around me, watching the birds, watching the clouds, and waiting for this sunset. I would not be here. So for me, simply just getting out with my camera and taking the photographs is enough. It doesn't matter to me what I do with them afterwards, if anything, because this is what I do it for. And that's what somebody said to me earlier on today. He said to me, you make a living from photography, but without selling any of your images. And I'm like, yes, I do. And that's probably quite rare in certain respects, because the photography world has always been about selling images, doing commercial work, all that kind of stuff. But for me, my passion and my work is all about inspiring people, helping them find their voice through photography, making people realize the healing benefits of photography. And that's my passion. It's not the actual images, it's about what this beautiful piece of kit can do for my well-being and for everybody else's well-being, for those who are interested in starting photography. So that's what I do with my images. Most of the time, absolutely nothing, because it's all about this moment right here, right now, looking at this stunning view and waiting for the light. This connection to nature is what it's about. Not the end result, the moment, living in the moment and connecting with nature. Tonight's really reminded me of how quickly the conditions can change. When I first arrived here, there wasn't a single cloud in the sky. It was completely blue. Then we had some nice, subtle, wispy clouds, and now there's this huge blanket of cloud, which of course adds more interest for landscape photography photographs. But it's just amazing how quickly that comes in. Whether I get any images to finish tonight or not, I don't know yet, but we'll see. It's beautiful just to be out here right now and enjoying this moment. The beauty of this, again, it's what I do photography for, not the end result, not the end pictures. It's about moments like this. Watching the world change, the weather change, the light change all around me, and embracing it and connecting with it. It's stunning. So, so beautiful. So I hope you can hear me because it's getting very windy all of a sudden, but we have this beautiful sunset now just poking from underneath this cloud. So the clouds coming in has definitely made a big difference to the photographic opportunities that we've got here. But look at it, you've got this lovely sun coming through, this little shard of light just on the water there. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. And then I've managed to get myself up on a really high rock, and I've got these two rocks as a result. I've managed to get myself above the main rocks that are in front of me, and you can see these two rocks out in the sea, which are acting as a really good interest in the scene. So yeah, this is probably going to be my photograph of the evening. Something that I was not expecting when I arrived because it was complete blue skies, but things have definitely unfolded as I'd hoped they would in many ways. Getting a beautiful sunset, this is what I came out for tonight, and getting these images I'm about to take will just be a bonus. And as I missed the opportunity to get a nice bird flying through the last images that I'd envisaged, here's hoping I get one here to really make the most of this stunning sunset. Just look at it. I mean, do I really need to do anything with the photographs I take when the experience is as beautiful and as gorgeous as this? So I'll end this video by asking you all, what do you do with the photographs that you take? Do you print them? Do you sell them? Do you use them for social media? Do you just keep them on a hard drive and do nothing with them? Like, what do you do with the photographs that you take? And does it matter if you're happy with them and what you do in your process as a photographer? Does it matter? I don't think it does. As long as you're happy with what you're doing and enjoy it, that's all that matters. Like I say, for me, photography, it's not about the final images, although they are nice to have. It's about moments like this, and having a tool that inspires me to get out and embrace those moments. So let me know in the description box below, in the comments, should I say. Let me know in the comments, what do you do with the photographs that you take, if anything? And if you're kind of still struggling with this and still feel a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit disheartened by the fact that you have thousands of photographs on a hard drive and don't know what to do with them, I'd invite you to try and take that pressure off of yourself and just accept that, yeah, you've got hard drives full of thousands of photographs that you may never do anything with, but they're there if you want to. They're there if you want to print them, they're there if you want to share them, they're there if you want to use them to tell a story, if you want to put them in a YouTube video, make a slideshow out of them, make an album out of them, make a book out of them. They're there. But right now, if you don't feel compelled to do anything with them, you don't know what to do with them, just accept it. And just realise how much you enjoyed just simply taking the photographs. And when you do that, your enjoyment of photography you enjoy it so much more because you don't worry about the end result. You enjoy the process. And life is a process, life is a journey. And your journey as a photographer isn't just about the end photograph, it's about the whole story of each image, how you took it, where you were, how you felt, why you took it. But it's that memory and those feelings that are stored within you afterwards that leave the lasting effect, not the actual image. And that's something to remember. And if you are struggling to kind of find your voice as a photographer and you're unsure really what really compels you and what really interests you, just a reminder that I've got my online photography mentorship, which may be of interest to you. And I now offer a free 15-minute complimentary call. If you've been swithering about whether to sign up for a while now and you're still unsure if it's for you or not, feel free to head over to my website, link in the description box below, to book your free 15-minute call with me, and we can discuss whether the mentorship is for you. And if it is, you can sign up and I can hopefully help you be inspired to get out and enjoy moments like this for yourself and find your voice as a photographer. Work out what inspires you and help you to be okay with that and to embrace it. What a beautiful evening. There's a sad story to today's video though, and that of course is all these birds that are dying around me. So I'm going to end today's video with potentially what the whole purpose of this video and this story was about. I may not do anything with my photographs most of the time, but tonight there's a story attached to these photographs that I'm about to share with you, and one that will hopefully make you think about the impact that you're making on planet Earth, and also to be more aware of some of the issues that the species that we share this planet with are currently going through.